Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and it is Thursday, June 21st, 2012. You're watching GLHF episode number 18, where we get to play whatever game we want on Thursday of every week, if we were actually playing a game. We're not technically playing a game this time, but we are looking at the patch 1.3 features in Star Wars The Old Republic, and I'm here on my bounty hunter. I got him transferred over, looking like a boss, looking like Scuba Steve. So it's what the Raiders call me. I don't know. I like this set. Nobody else uses it, though. It's unfortunate. It's really good. So we're going to be going over most of the major features that are coming in this patch. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to go into full detail on everything. We're also not going to go into all the little changes, just the most major ones. So after I, have prefaced that, I'm just going to hop right into the major one that everybody's most excited for, which would be the group finder, which you see here. Now, the group finder actually took me a while to figure out how to open. It's right here on the map. So if you had your map up in the corners or whatever, it's just on the map. It's the three little people on the map. You open it up. It's the group finder you would expect from the unsaid giant elephant in the room, right? I mean, it's just like that, except probably quite a bit more slick, I would have to say. Because the one in WoW is really clunky. At least that's how it always felt for me. It always felt like there was multiple steps to get into a group, and then you can only queue for certain things, and it was really frustrating, right? In this, it's way more streamlined, and I like that. So on the left-hand side, you choose your role, right? Damage, healing, and tank. Obviously, I don't have healing as a spec because the power tech just can't heal, right? That's not what my class does. So I could damage or I can tank, and I'm a tank, so that's what I'm going to do, right? So we have the tank. Now, you have your options for your dungeons here. So this is interesting. We'll go from the bottom up, but it's very interesting. So here you have the option to queue for like Corellia quests, Ilum quests, but you can also queue for Corellia dailies and Belsavis dailies, Hoth dailies. You see there's other bonus series and other planets here. So you can actually find a group for a planet. Are you leveling up? Do you want to level a character? Do you have nobody to level with? Well, you can easily find one this way, especially on the new high pop servers, since everybody's transferring into major servers, right? So you should be able to find a group no problem to level up, as long as people are actually using this, which I assume they would, because I would, right? It makes it go a lot easier, especially for these dang bonus series that I hate so much, like on Alderaan and Nar Shaddaa. So this is a pretty cool feature. You don't see this really in other games. Or implemented well in other games either. Moving up, you have normal flashpoints as you would expect. Just pretty much as you would expect. It's only letting me queue for the ones that I'm at level for. I think, yeah, I don't think there's a way for me to actually get into those. I have to be within level range, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. The reward right now for these are daily accommodations, as you would expect. That's what you get typically for doing the flashpoints, and that's what you would typically get for doing some of the hard modes as well. But on the hard modes, they have Tier 1, and these are all the hard modes for Tier 1, apparently. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent. You get 5 black hole accommodations out of it. I like that. Then you have hard mode flashpoints Tier 2, which is Lost Island right now. That's the only one that's available on here, but I'm sure this will fill up, especially as the patch comes out later on this year, which will increase level cap and all that. You'll see this probably become way more robust, I would call it. Now, then you have story mode operations. So you can queue for only, at the moment, I don't know if this is going to change. All of this obviously is subject to change because it's the PTR. But at the moment, you can only queue for story mode operations, which are 8-player. You can't go to the 16, and I'm okay with that. It's less idiots to wipe you guys, I guess. And you can only queue for Eternity Vault and Karaga's Palace. They removed the explosive conflict because it's apparently too hard for people. Just, trying to get into groups, and I understand that. But they did say that will make a return. So awesome. Once again, black hole accommodations for doing that. These are daily rewards, by the way. So, I mean, I don't know if you can do Karaga and Eternity Vault on story mode daily, but you could definitely do the other two. So that's pretty much how this works, and the best part about it is that you can actually click multiple things to queue for. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. You can queue for multiple things. How cool is that? You don't just queue for dungeons or just queue for raids. You queue for all of them, and whatever you get into, that's what you want to do, right? If that's something you're into, awesome. Or you could just queue for raids or just flashpoints. So that's awesome. I really like that. Now, I'm going to hop into the graphics options here. I do have to restart my game client because it was giving me issues last time I did this, but there are some new features to talk about in there, and that'll be the next thing. Okay, got that taken care of. So now, let's go into the preferences, like so. And this is just a message that popped up when I logged in that alerted me of this, but apparently there's new graphic options. These are the graphics that I run on currently. Side note, I actually just sold my guitar finally, so I'm going to be upgrading my computer. You'll see this all on high running at 60 frames per second, and I'll do a video on that when I get my parts next week. Awesome stuff. That's a little side note for the subscribers that have been watching forever now and have been waiting for me to get my upgrades. But the two things that I noticed that I don't think were there before, you can correct me if I'm wrong, are the tree quality and grass quality. Apparently that's just that's what they were at when I logged in, so I don't know if that's kind of the thing, but quality of displaying trees and grass. I assume you could turn grass quality all the way down. You won't have all the little grass on the ground, on the planets and whatnot. You don't necessarily see that in here. I'm sure you could see... No, nothing. Okay, yeah, there's no trees or anything either. So, I mean, that's a cool little feature. If that was added, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was there before or not. I guess I've never seen it. But it told me that there was new stuff, and then that's what I saw. So that's what I assume is the new stuff. Now, moving on. So the next piece is probably the piece I've been looking forward to the most, right? Got my Lantean Legacy, level 37. Awesome stuff. Used to be the FET Legacy. For those of you who don't know, I transferred servers with the major transfers they're doing, and I lost my legacy name of FET. So that's sad. But, you know, Lantean is still pretty cool. That's a Stargate reference for those of you who don't know. Now, all of these are now unlocked. These were coming soon features previously. Now they're all unlocked. So the ones over here in advancement, all of these basically allow you to, I guess, level the way that you want to level. Like, first one here, Warzone experience, right? And this levels up all the way up to 10%. They're fairly cheap, too, so they're worth getting. Flashpoint experience, if you just want to level using the group finder, you could do that. Space mission experience, you could do that. Class mission experience, that's obviously really cool for me because I love leveling up through the quests. I love the quests in this game. And then the last one is experience obtained from exploration. So that's another thing I would also do because that I would probably do this and the Flashpoint one. I actually rarely ever do space missions anymore, and I don't usually PvP. When I get my new computer stuff, I probably will. Now on the companion stuff, you have and you can see the prices here. I mean, they're fairly cheap. You can also see the legacy level required, fairly low level for most of these as well. So for this over here, you have the companion affection gained by 10%, then another, from gifts. So this is specifically from gifts. And I assume this goes up more because it's just saying 10%, 10%, 10%. It could be 10%, 20%, 30%. I don't know how that actually works. Now, persuasion is by having conversations, maybe conversations with other people, and you're getting rep with your companion, or conversations with them. Crafting increases their crafting result by 1%. So that's really cool, especially if you wanted to get a lot of augmented items. They can come back with those. And the last one is companions return from selling junk in 30 seconds, and then that also comes down to 5 seconds. So you can really get stuff, or you can really get your companion back quite quickly for 60,000 credits, which isn't bad at all. Now, the one that's going to help most people out over here is, let me start with the bottom one, is the speeder piloting. So you can now get speeder piloting with 40,000 credits and legacy level 10, or requires level 10, legacy level 5, but you can get your speeder at level 10, is what I was trying to say. Now, if you get the next one, then you can get your speeder at your level 2 speeder, which is usually 40, at 30, and likewise the one that's usually 50 at 40. So you could just move down and level up much quicker. I like that because I've got a few characters to level up still, and that will help me a lot. I'm looking forward to that. Last one here on the travel are these 4 quick travel, basically, right? So each of them can travel you to a specific area. So Capital World, for me, this would be Korban. No, not Korban. What's the other one? Dromenkos, that's the one. For the Republic, it would be Coruscant. See what I did there? See, that's where I was tripping up there. And there's the Outlaws Den, which is a PvP thing. I don't know much about that, but you can also see the legacy level required and level required for this. Then you have Fleet Vanguard Vessel. To be honest, I've no idea what that is. Is that to the fleet? That might be to the fleet. I don't know. But that's another one. And then the last one is to the Black Hole, which is nice because I do my dailies and I hate traveling back and forth. Now I have a travel. And all these share a cooldown with each other. I think I might want to, you know, mention that. Now, this is also, I think, all of these? Let me check. Yeah, it looks like it. These are all only available. These aren't global unlocks for your legacy. These are unlocks for specific characters, right? Character perks is what they're called, so it makes sense. Now, if I wanted to unlock all this on another character, I obviously would have to buy all this as well. So keep that in mind. That is something that needs to be noted here. The last thing, which is the most convenient for me, and conveniently it's labeled convenience, is the repair droid, the mailbox, and the field re-specialization. So you can respec in the field for 200,000 credits. You can unlock that for your character. Pretty cool if you're doing a lot of switching back and forth, so you don't actually have to go back to the fleet and respec. Now, the repair droid, everybody loves repair bots, right? Being able to repair in the middle of a raid without having to go outside to the vendor and take up a ton of time. So I unlocked the first one, the basic field repair droid, and I also unlocked the field mailbox. So we are going to pop those out now. If I can find them. So mail droid and repair droid. We'll do the mail droid first. 6-second cast, it looks like. Oh, that thing is awesome. It's like a probe droid. Just like a mailbox, you walk up to it. You can lay that down. People could probably use it. Repair droid. Costs only 20k, by the way. This is really nice. I can buy Sparkle Pounder. It's always important to be able to buy Sparkle Pounder. I can repair. I can buy back things that I've sold previously. All that fun stuff. Right? So, right now, they're on an hour cooldown. Now, what I want to do is unlock this one for 100,000, this one for 200,000, and we'll unlock this as well. Fully unlocked, they're both down to 15-minute cooldowns, right? And I think they're supposed to have more on them, but I can't confirm that because I just used them. In 15 minutes, I could use them again. So, buying the upgrades for those, very useful. Kind of expensive if you're buying everything all at once, but yeah, it is very useful. Highly suggest that. So that's it for the legacy stuff as far as all this is concerned. You don't really need to see much more of it. I mean, it all makes sense basically with me just reading it. I don't need to unlock it for you to actually see it. They don't last very long as what it looks like for the repair droid, so make sure you're letting people know when you're throwing that thing down if other people can actually use it. I'm not entirely certain of that. So, I'm going to run over here. This is the next thing. Now, this is probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most, other than Group Finder, is that I can mod or augment rather all of my gear now without having to craft augmented gear. So that's useful for raiders like me because you want to have the best stats that you possibly can, and this is a good way to do it without spending a ton of money. So one option here is you can just you left click and it can show you all the gear that you have even in your bags, so that's nice. Or you can bring an item over here and then drag it in, so that's another option. So I'm going to click here. Let's just do my chest piece, right? So we're going to throw my chest piece in there. Down at the bottom you see add augment slot. This is in the previously useless item modification stations, right? You have like the quest for it in the starting areas. I'm going to add augment slot. You see it right there. I need a augmentation kit. There's also different types. There's a 6. I don't know exactly what this does difference. I'm pretty sure it just makes it so I can have higher level augments in there. Also, some of them cost way more. The top is 30,000, bottom is 1,000. I don't know where you get this augmentation kits, to be perfectly honest, but it's an option, right? So I'm really happy to have this as a feature to basically mod out my gear the way I want it. and that's useful. And these are mods over here that I would use. So in case any of you don't know what they are, it's just basic stat increases that you can throw on your gear. Super cool. Looking forward to that. Have no idea where you get those pieces. I apologize for not knowing that, but this is actually my first time on the PTR since I downloaded the new patch. So now, what was the last thing? The last thing was the social items. I can't really show you those because I don't necessarily have any on me, but what I can tell you about them is any of that social gear that requires social ranks. So, like this is social 2 for me. I need to get to social 3, and then I could buy a, what is it, the Sand People outfit. Like I really want that for whatever reason. And what I could do with that, right, what they're allowing me to do is to take that gear, which is light armor, and I could take all of my mods in all of these gears, which is expensive to do, to take all this out. I can yank all that out and put it in that gear. And it will upgrade that light armor to heavy armor for me, because it knows, like, oh, you're a bounty hunter and you're using all these, you know, armor modifications. It would take the account into this, right? And it would allow me to use that as my raid gear. So effectively, you could run around in the Imperial Dancer outfit and raid like that, if you really wanted to. Or you can run around as an Imperial officer with that kind of gear and raid like that. Like this gear right here. You can look like that and run around and raid if that's something you're into. Or you can look like a Sand People, which is what I want to do. And it's just a cool little feature to be able to add. Right now, 1.3 is looking to be like a great patch, something I'm immensely excited for, simply because of the group finder, the augmentations, even the little things like the legacy stuff. I love it. I love it all. If you're considering coming back to Star Wars for 1.3, I would highly suggest it. It looks like it's going to be awesome, especially do it now, come back now while you still have a chance to transfer on to the big servers if your character is still stuck on a low pop server. They're having free character transfers. You could transfer into one of these servers that just have massive amounts of people on them. It'll make the group finder way more useful. It'll make PvP way more useful. I'm going to try to find that real quick. They apparently added the PvP thing. Yeah, you basically what you can do, and I don't know a lot about this, but I'm going to explain it real quick. Basically what you could do is you can invite a bunch of people as your team, and then your team can go out and do ranked war zones, kind of like ranked battlegrounds in Warcraft, if you're familiar with that. And this is the interface to do so. It's pretty sweet. I like it. They have preseason stuff going on. But that's basically wrapping up the overview of 1.3. I'll do some more in-depth videos as the patch is actually released, update you guys on some stuff with that as well. So look forward to that on the channel page once the patch is released. I can't guarantee what day it'll be on, but what I can say is that it will be that week of release. So I think on that note, thanks for watching. I know this is a pretty drawn out video. It wasn't super fun. It was just more informational for you guys. I figured some of you who play Star Wars at the moment or are looking to come back would really like this type of video, so I figured that's what I'd do. But on that note, I'll see you guys next time.